Welcome to From the Pastor's Kitchen, where I get to share with you two of my greatest passions, my love for Christ and cooking. Today, I'm doing some spinach dip. Hold on 1 minute. I don't want this garlic butter to burn. Need to move it to the side. I got garlic butter on right now. And so we're going to get started. I got 7 bunches of spinach. I'm cooking for about 15 people. So you're going to have to determine your size of the ingredients that I'm going to use. But I'm just going to show you how it's done. Because I've got 3 large ramekins that I'm going to put it in. I'm going to place it in the oven. But we're going to do this. And I want to take you on a journey with me, if that's okay. Let's do this with the 7 bunches of greens that I have, spinach that I have. I've already cleaned the spinach up already right now. So we're getting ready to work that now. I'm going to start out with some garlic butter. I'm going to put the spinach that I have right now, these whole leaves in there, and the remainder I'm going to dice up. Because they're going to go into the ramekins. You want some large leaves in there, and then you want to dice up some of the other ones. So let's go over to the stove now. Everything else is going to be done at the stove, and I'll tell you the ingredients as I'm adding them. Okay, we're going to start out with, this is garlic butter, but I'm going to put some onions in here. This is a half of onion that I'm going to start with. This is a half of an onion I'm going to start with. Dice finely. Just until it becomes a little translucent. That's it. There we go. Just blending it in. And I'm also going to add some garlic to this, because I don't have a lot of garlic butter. I only used a half of a stick. I just wanted to get the flavoring in here. That's what's most important for this. There we go. Let's turn it back on. I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of garlic in here. There we go. And it's saturated in this garlic butter with the herbs that are in here as well. That's why I wanted to use it. Now, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some other butter in here as well. So stand by as we do that too. When necessary, let's add, we have the fire on. Let's go ahead and add these greens in here. These greens are going to cook down to a little bit of nothing. Absolutely a little bit of nothing. Clean your greens well. Clean your greens rather well. I just turned the fire up on here, and these will be cut. While these are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cut the other greens up. Remember that I've used 7 bunches of spinach. Okay, let's move this around some. Make sure it's cooked down in here. See how it's going down? I'm going to try to put them all in this one pot. Let's see if that's possible as it's cooking. I'm going to add little by little, tossing, making sure I get the onions and the garlic in here. As it cooks down, then you can add more to it. I'm not going to put any more butter or anything in it, not yet, because I don't need to. Spinach makes its own water too as well. Okay, it's cooked down some. Let's add some more. This is my entire 7 bunches of spinach. It will cook down to a little bit of nothing. I'm going to put it in three large ramekins. Put them in the oven. Let's cook it down. I'm not seasoning anything yet. Turn the fire on high. You see how it makes its own water? You just keep cooking it till you cook it down. It's going to go down even further. See there? Turn the fire up on high. I believe I got one more bunch I can put in here. Let's make it happen. I'll cook these down. Okay, P-Fam, it's cooking. It's cooking. It's cooking down. Gonna have to get all the water out of here too, but you want it to cook in this first. It doesn't take spinach any time to really cook. And now this is my absolute last of the bunch. Okay, P-Fam, it is cooked down quite a bit. Now I have to take this spinach and squeeze all of this water out of here. And that's what... Hey, P-Fam, because it's so much, I've taken it and put it in a colander, and I can squeeze all the excess water out of here because it's so much. But when you really look at it, it isn't much. It's the water on it that made it appear to be much. And we're going to take this and put it back in the skillet. Once we get it a little bit more broth, the water that it made on it. Okay, we're going back over to the skillet now. That isn't a lot when you look at it. Okay, we got some things to do to this to enhance this a bit here now. I've got some soft Philadelphia cream cheese I'm putting in here, and this is going to be how many ounces? This is 12 full ounces. I'm going to put all of this in here, and I'm going to cook this on a slow heat. I'm going to cook this on a slow heat. 12 full ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese in here. I'm making a spinach dip. This is just the beginning of it. Gonna take about a good 12 ounces of mozzarella and put in here as well. On a slow heat. You got to constantly turn this. The cheese. You don't want this cheese to melt in here. Not at all. I mean burn. I'm sorry. You want it to melt. You want it to melt. You don't want it to burn. Not at all. Ah, voila. Keep on turning it. I'm going to add in here as well 7 ounces of artichokes. Yeah. Just so that it won't stick too much. There we go. Oh, it just smells wonderful. Okay, we're gonna add now about a cup of sour cream in here. It's equivalent to a cup. Remember that we're making a dip now. It's a spinach dip. And once I put all this in here, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start seasoning it. Add a little bit more, half and half. I may have put maybe about 1/4 of the cream in here. My fire's on low, because I'm gonna make this into a dip. There we go. Keep stirring it. I think I got it just about the way I want it. Spinach dip. Let's taste it. Sometimes some food don't call for a lot of seasoning. And sometimes we over season our food. Oh, it's coming through well. It does need seasoning. Let's do it. Little garlic powder. Okay. Don't be scared of it. No salt seasoning. You gotta stir it. I'm gonna turn the fire off while I'm doing this, because I don't want it to burn. Just turn it off. Adobo. Don't be scared of it. Black pepper. No salt seasoning again. Make sure I have ample seasoning in here. Remember that this is 7 bunches. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared to turn it. Do what you need to do to it. It's coming along rather well. Look at it. It's really creamy. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Let's try it one more time and tasting it. We're going to start adding it to the ramekins. We're going to put it in the oven. Definitely need some more adobo and no salt seasoning, because this is quite a bit. Don't be scared of it. Season it as you go along. Yeah. Adding them to the ramekins.
It's like tan on the top.
We're adding them to the ramekins now, a little at a time. I got 3 of these large ramekins, and I'm putting them in. Okay. That's 1. And these will be appetizers. There we go. Don't want to fill it too much, because I'm gonna add a little bit more cheese to this, to the top, and put it in the oven. Here we go. Don't that look good? I know it does. It tastes good too. I just want y'all to know. I can turn this fire off now. There we go. Here we go. Look at that, look at that. I don't want the broth on it like that. There we go. I may take a little bit of this off. I'm gonna add some cheese to the top of this. And I'll show you the final before I put it in the oven. Okay, P-Fam, check that out. I'm gonna remove some of this off of the top here. Leave a little bit. You always leave some for home if you're entertaining folk. I try to tell folk that so that you don't have to take from what you have from the guest. And so you always leave a little bit at home. That's just a little something my mother told me, and I've lived by it since. If my guests say they want to take some home, I don't have to say, oh, wait a minute, let me get some for my family. You don't have to do that. Should never have to do that if you planned out properly. And then sometimes we do, you see I'm topping it off with some more cheese. Why? Because I'm going to put my oven on roast, and then I am going to brown this on the top for appearance sake as well. I'm going to add a little cheddar to the top of this. I know it's a lot of cheese, but it's a cheese dip. It's a spinach cheese dip. It just looks good to me. I love presentation. Means more than anything. Okay. Okay, I got to give you all a word with this, and we're going to do that in a minute as we are preparing this. And now I'm going to let this sit until tomorrow, until I get ready to entertain, and I'll put it in the oven then and let it cook that way so that I'm not cooking it twice. There's no need to. So you prep this before your event, and you got it set. Got about 15 people coming once again, and so this will work for me. That's it, everybody. And that's cheddar on the top of the oven. Look at how pretty that is. That's 3 large ramekins that we're working with. Okay, I got to give you a word today. Okay. My word for the day is seek. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek. You know, when we have opportunities in our lives or we want to be promoted, we seek those advantages. We do whatever it is that's necessary. We hook up with the right folk. We get a mentor if necessary. We write the proper letters. We do all those things appropriately. If we want to move into a new job, we do that as well. Why is it that we don't seek the Lord in everything? Acknowledge him in all of our ways, and he shall direct our path. And so I want to encourage you today to seek the Lord. Seek him while he may be found. What if the day comes and we don't have the word of the Lord to hide in our hearts? I mean, to hide in our hearts because we haven't studied it, because the word of the Lord isn't available for us. Seek the Lord now. I want to encourage you to seek the Lord now. The recipe will be provided, and on tomorrow, the day of the event, I'm going to pull it out the oven and give you the final presentation, and then I'm going to allow my guests to tell you what they thought about or what they're thinking about this cheese spinach dip as they're tasting it. Until tomorrow, everybody.